Welcome to the Somewhat Frank podcast, hosted by me, Frank Gruber, and joined by my friends and colleagues, Jen Consalvo and John Guidos. This podcast explores the latest trends and advancements in technology and business, including emerging startups and how they shape today while looking forward towards the future. We also enjoy testing new gadgets and products and sharing our findings too, along with our favorite pop culture picks like music, books, and what we're streaming. This podcast is produced in collaboration with our company, Established. Ready to dive in? Time to be somewhat frank. Welcome back to Somewhat Frank Podcast. I'm your host, Frank Gruber. Today I'm joined by Johnny Good Times Guidos, Simon Kahan. Is that right? Guinness? How do you say Genghis Khan. Oh, like Genghis Khan. Got it. And Jen Consalvo Your Problems, Consalvo. Welcome back, the three of you. We've got a good episode today. We're going to be talking about a number of different things, including the new Ray-Bans that Meta's putting out that are going to be augmented reality and built in, K-pop demon hunters, Bermuda's triangles, maybe some solved mysteries there potentially if we get to that. Also just a big Apple announcement too. So a lot to get through. Excited to be here with you all. Welcome. We'll do the round the horn real quick. Simon, since I see you first, what have you been up to? I see you on my screen first, so we'll go to you first.
Hey, Frank. Hey, everybody. I have not been up to too much. Last weekend, I played in the Headless Horseman golf tournament at Sleepy Hollow, and I am proud to announce I'm officially ready to abandon golf and find a new sport. So if you know of one, let me know. I'm thinking ping pong. I have glasses. My name's Simon, so I think ping pong's right up my alley. So yeah, that's about it. That's what I've been up to.
I love it. You jumping into ping pong. Have you thought about pickleball?
Thought about pickleball. And in New York, you have to pay $250 a month plus a bunch of other fees to, at least in this area in Brooklyn. I'm looking for something cheap, like maybe if there was some sort of like badminton sport I can get into. I've thought about pickleball. That's definitely been thought about.
Yeah, I really like it. All right, down the row here, we got Jen. What's up? What's going on with you?
Oh, well, as some of you may know, a few months ago, we lost our oldest fur baby, Wolfgang. It was very sad. We had him for, 13 years? And they say not to act rashly, but we decided to go right back out there and adopt a puppy. And we did. We worked with a group called the Grateful Dog in Portland, Maine. They rescued a little doggie from Dallas, Texas. And she made the long haul trip from Dallas up to New Hampshire where she was with a foster family. And then we went out and met her and we just couldn't say no. And so we brought her up to Maine and her name is Mazzy Star, middle name Juniper, Mazzy Juniper Star. Some of you may be old enough to remember Mazzy Star, the 90s alt band. But regardless, we love little Mazzy. She is keeping us quite busy. Honey Badger, our older pup now, is not so sure. He's I think actually he's pretty freaking pissed that we brought this young pup into the house. But she's making us quite happy.
And she's here. She's making an appearance. Look at this. This
there
is Magic
she
Star. She sits next to me. Might have heard some squeaking earlier. She was playing with a squeak toy. She's a ferocious beast. Part wolf, I think, or coyote, or I don't know, fox. I'm not really sure. Gray wolf, not really sure. But she's super sweet, so we're excited to have her and relearning what it's like to have a puppy, which is a lot like having an infant. And we had totally forgotten that because it's been about 12 years or something, and you just forget those things. So good update, Jen. We're excited to have her, and she's training us. All right, Johnny, what's up? What's up with you? What's new with you?
Well, we've been in full moving mode for the past couple of weeks now, about a month now. So we're finally moved into our new house, as you can probably see from the mess behind me. And then, so it's just nice. We have golfers in the backyard, which is fun. And then been over at the new clubhouse, working out quite a bit, going to the pool, those sorts of things. So that's really been all I've been doing all I've been up to lately.
Fun. Taking full advantage. I love it.
Yep.
It's not fall until it's fall, and it's not winter until it's winter. So I love that. Okay, so when does the pool close? They have an outdoor, right?
They actually just closed yesterday.
Oh, sad day. Always a sad day.
Yeah, but there's a nice indoor pool, though, that I've been going to.
And also, I've heard you've been just ripping up, like getting ripped, basically, at that gym.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I've been at the gym basically every day, trying to get back into it, trying to get into my fighting weight.
Nice. Love it. Well, that's good. It sounds really good. It sounds really good. Good change of pace, too, from what you guys were doing for a while. So congrats. All right.
Sure.
Let's see. Let's see. This last week I spoke at a USPTO, United States Patent and Trademark Office. They host something called Invention Con every year. This year it was virtual. I don't know if it was virtual every year, but I think they've had it in person too. But either way, it was virtual this year or recently, and I spoke about what investors are looking for in innovators, and it was really great. I was joined by Larry Udell, who is out in Silicon Valley and works with a lot of different inventors, and it was a good conversation. Kind of talked through the different things you need to do to be prepared. And I posted some notes from it over on LinkedIn. If you're interested, you can check it out on my LinkedIn page. And thank you to USPTO for including me. Looking forward to future endeavors like that. All right. And also, we're going to jump right in. Is there anybody else wanted to add anything, or we can jump right in? Okay, we're going to jump right in. I'll start with a story that just broke like yesterday, the day before. Now, you guys have know, like I wear these Meta glasses, Ray-Bans. They look a little creepy when they're transition lenses, so they're a little creepy when you're like wearing them inside or whatever. But outside, they turn into and they just talked to me. They turn into your regular shades, and they do block sun. But they've just rolled out a new pair that's even better. They're unveiling 3 actually new sunglass models at their event Connect 2025. This is Mark Zuckerberg. When I say they, he was announced these glasses. And the first one's Meta Ray-Ban's display, which has basically got this built in. So if you're looking at the glass, it's going to actually have a display inside the glass that you see while you're see through, almost like if you've driven in a car that has like the on dash kind of display, you can actually see how fast you're going, and they do directions and things like that. But what's interesting is they also, aside, it's in the right lens, but it's also, they have a hands-free display now that's allowing you to create they've got this wristband that you're going to wear, and you can use like this gesture control. So using like your thumb to kind of scroll and figure out what you're navigating through on the lens. So sounds a little distracting. My right side of my head might just be always like cocked to the side as I'm trying to think or look or whatever, but it's interesting. I'd love to test it out when it comes out. Oakley's going to do a new pair as well. They've been kind of going more rugged with their stuff, like more athletic, I guess you could say. They're waterproof. They are building it into fitness apps and things like that for training, which kind of is on brand, I think, with Oakley, with their Meta Vanguard. And then they've got improvements to the Meta shades that I have now. I think there's a Gen 2 coming out, which has improved cameras and longer battery life and stuff like that. So anyway, the rollout's going to be coming here soon with September 30th. You can get the displays, and they're going to be about $7.99 shipped in the US. And with the Vanguards at $4.99, released on October 29th. And then the second gen of the Ray-Ban Metas are available immediately in certain markets. Exciting stuff. I know, John, you've had a couple different pairs of these as well. Love to get your take on these. I'm definitely interested in testing it out. I'm not sure if I'm all in, but it could be a big game changer. It's like Apple went towards this like big headset to do kind of similar stuff, almost over the top kind of stuff. And now we're kind of slimming it down to things that people might be able to use in real time.
Yeah, I love the Ray-Ban Metas, the View specifically. I've had Gen 1 and Gen 2, and so I'm excited to see how they continue to iterate. I don't know about the wristband, though. I think part of it is having hands-free is part of the value to using them. So I don't know about the wristband, but other than that, I mean, it sounds pretty good to me. And I like what I've seen, the samples that they've been showing online of what it looks like in your screen. So it looks pretty cool, pretty slick.
Yeah, I haven't had any of the glasses. I think it's cool though that because I wanted to be a hater, but I think the aesthetics of them have really improved. So I think Google Glass came out with some like prototype concept, whatever, in the 2014 or something, and it looks really unusable. But they're looking pretty good. Like I don't know if I would necessarily even notice. Like I might notice if they were Meta Ray-Bans, but they're looking more and more just like regular glasses, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I had to decide. They're the tough thing is I don't think they have a lot of styles, right? They just kind of have a standard style.
Yeah, they got a few. The Oakley ones are definitely more like, they look like Snap. If you remember, Snap put out like the first version of these for anybody, and with the videos inside.
Ahead of their time.
Way ahead of time, yeah. And that's what they look like. That was like 10 years ago. So the Oakley ones kind of look like that. They're a little bit very distinguishable. Whereas like the Meta ones I just had on, they're getting better. They're still a little clunky. I feel a little bit clunky wearing them. There's one more version I probably should have bought, and these are filthy right now, just realized. But there's a version that's a little bit better that's like kind of looks like your regular glasses, Simon, that you normally wear. That's a little bit better, more
these bad boys.
Yeah, like they look a little bit more like that. There's a different shape, but the thing that's tough with this one is they're very boxy and big, and I think the new ones they're bringing out are similarly set up. And I've even seen some people on the internet are already like, dogging them, saying like, oh, they're creeper glasses or whatever. Because I definitely feel that way when I'm wearing them inside or whatever, and I've got the regular lenses in, because they're big and they don't feel like you should be wearing them inside. They feel a little weird.
Well, and as someone who lives with somebody who wears the glasses a lot, I will say there is sort of this thing that it's like, yeah, it's not a phone. That's nice. But it is becoming, with the visual display and stuff, it still feels like I am speaking to somebody who's distracted, who is recording. Maybe they even look at me like, stop talking because I'm recording. And it's like this, it's just persistent. It's always there. And I can see that, again, like it's just been creeping up in our society, right? This whole notion of like always on, always connected. This just brings us another step towards that. And so I think as we become more, find these integrated technologies becoming more and more part of our lives, that's a whole other thing we have to deal with. We have to figure out how do we incorporate it into home life and not feel completely just distracted and like we're being, like there's an imposition.
Yeah. The other thing that's interesting that I use the most is the actual headset in it. Like I use them instead of putting earbuds in or whatever, AirPods, it's nice to not have to do that, especially if you're running or working out or whatever. So I definitely see that aspect of it. It's nice to be able to listen to things and be able to also hear like oncoming traffic if I'm running or like, so I definitely see a really big value in that. So I assume that's one that they're tapping into with the Oakley, pair or whatever. And it's the same as true though with all of them, because they do have that ability to like listen to music or podcasts or books or whatever while you're doing it. I wear them while I'm out doing yard work and no one knows that I'm listening to something and they come over and try to talk to me. I'm like, yeah, like listen to music or some other thing. So yeah, you got to be careful there. But I think that's the distracting part is like someone tries to talk to you, you can't hear them because you've got somebody talking to you in your ear, and they don't realize it because they can't hear it. So it's tricky.
Have you seen the trend recently of people going back to wired earbuds?
No.
It's like the cool thing to do now. It's a regression. People are getting like and the cost, I mean, they're not expensive, but like.
So like the ones hanging down that you gotta like deal with in the gym that get caught in the bars of your treadmill.
It's purely like rose-colored glasses. Like no one actually likes them. It's just like a cool thing now, I think, to do.
I've not seen that, but I definitely I do use it on the airplane and stuff like that. If they give it to me, I don't want to drain my battery on my other devices, so I use the regular headphones that work just as well or whatever, and try to do that. But I hear you on the privacy trade-off, and I also hear you on like, I mean, we didn't even talk about the price is $7.99. Like that's double what they normally are, right? Almost. So it's a bigger price to pay for that. So you better really like them. So we'll see what happens. It's coming out soon. I'm curious. I'd love to test them out for sure. Wish there was like a trial, pay-as-you-go kind of model. But anyway, all right, let's move along. Who's next? Who wants to jump in here next? How about Jen? Do you want to jump in?
Sure. So, not quite tech, but let's talk about pop culture a little bit. So, some of you may have heard of a little film called K-pop Demon Hunters. If you haven't, it's probably because you don't have enough children in your life. But this, it's a Netflix.
Soda pop. I've got that soda pop. Like
You're
that.
my little soda pop. Yes,
soda
you
pop?
are.
Yeah.
So this is actually the most, it's Netflix most watched original film of all time. As of August, it was over 230 million views. I'm sure it's gone up much higher by now. Fun fact, Sony actually sold the film to Netflix rather than risk losing money on the theatrical release. So sad. But it's very interesting. There was a Bloomberg article just saying this reinforces the Hollywood rule that nobody knows anything because no one thought this was going to be a hit, and it has just blown everyone away. I will say I'm going to take just a little tiny bit of credit here that the first time my daughter was watching it, I was in the kitchen, I was watching it, and usually I'm just like, turn it down, so tired of kid shows, and I actually turned it up because immediately I recognized the music was good. The story was interesting. They had me at the main character. Her name was Rumi. I was like, oh, okay, someone's put some thought into this. It was actually a really good story. So anyway, very interesting story out in the zeitgeist right now because There's a lot of demand, and they were really caught by surprise. Normally, by now, the shelves out there of every store be filled with all the commercialization products, right? So all the dolls and the toys and the nothing was out there. Like my daughter wanted to go as one of the characters for Halloween. We couldn't even find nothing is out there. So you're starting to see it drip out, and I think there's a lot of strategy happening now for the future. There's going to be more films, I think, particularly across Asia. Again, this is K-pop. This is a Korean film about Korean pop stars, but it's such a viral hit. So everyone should have it on the radar.
Korea's really balling out with like cultural exports, aren't they?
Yeah. I mean, put it this way, my daughter, she's probably watched it 100 times. One of the first things she said to me was, "Mom, can we go out and get ramen noodles?" And I was like, "What? You want ramen? Where'd you learn about ramen?" She's like, "Duh, like K-pop." So we went and found, traditional ramen restaurant and sat down. I mean, it's yes, Simon. Like the skincare, the food, the music. Yes, it is.
The movies, Parasite.
The movies. Yeah. So
and the music is unbelievable. Like I'm hearing it on the radio now. Like it's really a phenomenon. It's unbelievable.
And then go on YouTube and you can see all the different, all the spinoffs, all the fans. This is really fan led. So if you go on YouTube and look for anything around K-pop Demon Hunters, the number of people who are singing the songs, who are creating videos, all the fan fiction around it, there's so much out there. This is already like its own cottage industry. It's really something.
That's really cool. I always thought K-pop music was like the equivalent of eating like a pixie stick. Do you guys remember pixie sticks? Like those.
Loved the pixie sticks.
It's just immediate payoff, and it's like it's very like in your face and like super poppy and like yeah. And I don't mean that in a bad way. Like it's great. Like it's just immediate.
And literally one of their songs is called Soda Pop. And
there we go.
It is such a bubble gum soda pop song and there was all this debate about, was it written by AI, which I think they squashed that. But yeah, you're right, Simon. But this, I will say, there's the soundtrack is actually very good. I think it has more legs than most people would expect. It's meatier. I mean, it's all over the radio now. So if you didn't know the songs were from the film, I mean, you probably would never know.
Yeah, one of them's called Golden, right? The other one's called Golden, and that's like got like 3 or 4 people in it, and it sounds like your classic poppy. I mean, it's probably one of the songs of the summer that you didn't know you heard, but it's been played a lot.
Yeah.
And they're what? They're going to town on some demons throughout the movie.
Oh yeah. So it's about, well, it's your traditional good versus evil film, Simon. So
No spoilers. No spoilers.
I won't give it away, but so this group of throughout this historical film, there have been these female bands that have been put together to fight the demons through their fans, through the joy of music. They are demon hunters, and something surprising happens here where one of them is actually, she's sort of hiding the fact that she is half demon. She's got this sort of dirty secret that she's been
deep
holding back
here
from everyone.
Yeah, it's going deep here with some.
Yes, her
backstory.
name is Rumi, and I'm just gonna give you, if you've ever heard the quote, the famous Rumi quote, the crack is where the light shines in, right? There's a lot of lot to that in the film. And so anyway, they actually build a connection with these lead demons. The lead demons are a boy band. And they are just taking the world by storm, and they're taking the souls of their fans, and I won't give it away, but there's a relationship built there, and battles ensue.
Interesting. All right, well, if you haven't checked it out, check it out. It's out on Netflix. Everyone's been watching it. All right, moving along here. Johnny, what are you up to? What's going on?
Well, I've been doing a deep dive into the Bermuda Triangle, and lately the scientists have been explaining kind of what's been going on there. For those unfamiliar, the Bermuda Triangle, it's between Florida, Bermuda, and the Bahamas, I think. It's an area of the ocean or that just it has a lot of mystery behind it. There's been flights that have been lost, and there's been TV specials about it, and a lot of myths around that area. And now they're saying that there's methane down below the ocean floor that hydrates and destabilizes ships. There's also rogue waves that can go up to 100 feet, I believe. And there's magnetic anomalies that disrupt the instruments. People that are flying planes or trying to, go across the ocean in a ship, they get lost and crash and sink at times. Lots of interesting stuff there. This is right in my wheelhouse as well, because I'm a big person that's into myths and myth busting and those sorts of things. So,
Treasure.
What's that?
And lost treasure.
The lost treasure. Yes, absolutely. So that's what I have lately. So what do you guys think about the new explanations for the Bermuda Triangle?
Curious. I mean, I get the methane situation that could create rogue waves, but I also just how does that play into the magnetic anomalies? I don't know how those relate. So that's the one that I'm because I know you hear about the instruments going crazy on planes and losing their bearing of location and all that kind of stuff. So that's the one that I'm how do we what would cause that? And I guess the magnetic situation would be part of that, but I just don't know why. Haven't figured that out.
Sure. Neither do I as well. I didn't find a good explanation for it. But when they fly in the clouds and you don't know which way is up except for your your instruments, you could nosedive right into the ocean and not even know it, which I think, didn't that happen to JFK Jr. or something like that?
Yeah, I think you're right.
He was way up towards Martha's Vineyard though. But yeah, similar thing. He couldn't figure out where the horizon was on his phone because it was dark, and when you're up there, it all looks the same.
Yeah, John, I see in your show notes you mentioned, should things like this stay mysteries for fun? And I think so. I think it takes a little of the whimsy out of the world to know that it's a methane leak or something that's taking all the boats out of the Bermuda Triangle. Yeah, I think it's more fun thinking about, I always thought it was a literal triangle that would suck you in. I didn't do a lot of research into it. But now I see that's naive. But I think it should stay a mystery. I like mysteries.
Same. I like them as well. But it's good to know. I mean, there's still a lot of mystery involved with it. This is just a step I think it solves some of the mysteries, but not all of them.
Is Amelia Earhart down there in the triangle?
I think she's over in the South Pacific. So no, unfortunately not.
Oh, okay. I also heard she's in Argentina, but she would be 90 at this point. So.
Right. So, John, when I was a kid, my dad was in the Merchant Marines. And at one point his ship was going through the Bermuda Triangle area. And I was very young and I was terrified, legit terrified. So much so. And I was a Catholic school kid. I was in literally Catholic school. And I went to school. We had church that day and I asked them to pray for him. And so they legit did and everyone, please join us as we pray for the safety of this ship through the Bermuda Triangle. And, he came out completely unscathed. So I think,
it worked.
It worked.
That's cute.
It is really, yeah. I mean, I was trying to just see if there's any backstory on the reference, I guess a lot of the stories are credited to Dr. Simon, Dr. Simon Boxall, an oceanographer at University of Southampton, who basically proposed rogue waves formed by convening storm systems, which more or less all hit there. And they simulated the disappearance of the USS Cyclops under rogue wave conditions, and they modeled it all out. And I guess that's where that is been pulled from. So that's interesting. So there's some science behind it too. So it's not just myth. We think that this is what happens.
Really, there's a lot of myths. The fact that planes don't actually, shipping vessels and commercial flights do not avoid the area. So apparently the story has grown a little bit bigger than actual facts.
Simon, what you got going on? What's your story today?
Yeah, absolutely. So my story is a lot less fun than all y'all's. I chose an AI story. But you may have been noticing that this month there seems to have been a lull sort of in major breakthroughs, or at least announced in the news. So I found one. Google's DeepMind Gemini 2.5 model. They recently won a gold level result at an international programming competition held in Azerbaijan, which is a fun sounding country. And so it's reportedly the first AI to do so. And the importance about this is that it solved a complex real world problem, in quotes. So this problem has previously eluded human programmers. It was deciding how to efficiently route a liquid through a network of ducts in reservoirs. So not something you and I might do every day. But basically, Gemini 2.5 ranked second overall out of 139 of the world's best college-level coders. It failed 2 of the 12 tasks it was given, but they claimed it was a historic moment towards AGI because it was a very abstract reasoning type of problem, something that's eluded AI models before. One thing to note is that, claiming it's a historic breakthrough came directly from Google's DeepMind company itself, which sort of, the reason I brought up the fact that there was a lull in AI development is because I found it a little strange that they announced it as a historic breakthrough as like their press office. And this was the same day, I believe, that Meta came out with their Ray-Ban. So some people kind of view it as a marketing ploy or sort of some sort of promotional material for Google's DeepMind program itself. But in general, it's to them considered a major breakthrough in abstract level problem solving, something we need to figure out to achieve AGI. And that's the story I chose.
It is a little fishy, right? Because I think I looked it up and I couldn't find it anywhere else but their own release. So it's a little bit of them telling their story about what they're doing with their stuff. But I mean, it is interesting still, nonetheless. So they're getting smarter. AI is getting smarter. Anybody else have any thoughts?
Frank, do you have any ideas how to efficiently press liquid through a neural duct?
No.
You have nothing to go on there?
Nothing, no. But it does make me want to talk about what we've been watching. Good transition. Yeah, so what have we been watching? Only Murders in the Building's back, season 5. Johnny, I know you've been watching it. Jen, you've been watching it. I've been watching it. Simon, do you watch that one?
Is that a Knives Out situation?
No, it's kind of like a comedy mystery with Martin Short, Selena Gomez, and Steve Martin.
Oh no, I have heard about that. I did have a crush on Selena Gomez as a kid, so might watch.
Yeah, you should check
She's
it out.
looking good this season.
Wizards of Waverly Place. That might be for our younger viewers here, but that's a great show.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, it's interesting that, so the premise is that every season there's a new murder in the building that they live in, the Arconia, and they try to solve it. And they're podcasting about it because they have a podcast called Only Murders in the Building. So they're fellow podcasters, and it's an interesting way of putting it out there. And I think it's funny too. And obviously, there's a mystery to it too. So it keeps you on your toes. They did drop like three episodes to begin with too, instead of like one at a time. So that's kind of interesting. All right. Also, let's see. There's been a lot of stuff watching. The Bear. I've been catching up on The Bear season 4, which is that drama about basically a cook chef restaurant in Chicago. Worth watching if you like. I always like it because it's like a little bit nostalgia for me because it's like Chicago and they show like different parts of it, and I like Chicago. That's really my Chicago fix. All right. Anybody watched the Emmys last weekend, whenever that was? No,
No,
I watched
but I
a little
heard
bit of it.
Yeah.
The show Adolescence won a bunch, right?
Adolescence won. The studio on Apple TV crushed it. So Seth Rogen's show, they got a record 13 Emmys, and including Outstanding Comedy, which is interesting, great. I mean, we all talked about it before on the podcast. It's a pretty funny show, and also like has a really good like clip to it and soundtrack. Like it's kind of always got this like movement to it, if that makes sense. Anybody else want to add anything?
It's a great pace. What I liked most was Seth Rogen basically saying that he was embarrassed by by the number of awards. It's like it was really incredible that they just swept the Emmys this year.
Yeah, definitely. And he came out our way to Maine this last summer. I saw that he was spotted in town, so that's kind of exciting. Our little I guess maybe before pre-studio or probably post-studio recording, pre-Emmys. It comes out to Maine in the summers. Hopefully he'll come back. All right, so let's see. Also, so snubs. White Lotus got snubbed. The Bear got snubbed. The Last of Us got snubbed. And one surprise I think for people was this Owen Cooper. He's the youngest Emmy winner ever at 15 for the TV show Adolescence, which I have not watched yet. I guess it's it won outstanding limited series, so we'll have to check that one out. All right. Also, lots to watch lately. Apple had a big event recently. Anybody getting a big orange iPhone? Did you get one yet? You gonna get the orange iPhone?
Is that like the $13,000 one?
It's on. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I guess it's a little more pricey. We're on number 17 already, and they got the 17, 17 Pro, 17 Pro Max, and the iPhone Air, which is the ultra thin, like 5.6 millimeter thin. I'm afraid I'm going to break the thing if I drop it, or sit on it situation, which isn't so. I bet you somebody puts it in their pocket and it like bends. I bet that's going to happen with that one, because metal's metal, right? So, yeah. So anyway, interesting. I'm probably going to have to upgrade at some point. But the interesting thing about that, when we talk about AI a lot, the Apple put out their AirPod Pro 3s, which have an interesting new feature using AI for noise cancellation, but also live translation, which is really cool. If they have a great demo out there of it in, at the event, they showed it, in action. You go to a restaurant, you can't speak the language. It literally tells you what they're saying. But then if two people are wearing them, it even kind of tells you what they're saying and what to say. So it's really cutting that language barrier for sure. All right. Anybody else want to add anything there, or are we good? What we've been moving along, what we've been testing, we've been testing lots of things. Right now we're testing a new podcast platform. Last podcast, we tried a different podcast platform called Squadcast for remote podcasting and recording. We just moved over to Riverside FM and we're using it right now. Hopefully it looks crystal clear. We had some issues with the previous way we were doing things. It was a little bit like pixelated for some, and so we're trying to fix that. And hopefully bear with us if it's not perfect this time or the next time, because we're working through learning a new platform and testing it out, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it's crystal clear and 4K for you. All right, so what else have we been testing? I feel like I've been testing a lot of things. We did a wisdom panel on our dog. We'll let you know what that comes back at soon. But you can basically check out the DNA of a pet by just doing a mouth swab, which is pretty cool. And it takes about 3 or 4 weeks. So it's been submitted. We'll see what happens. That's a kind of a cool technology. It didn't exist years ago. And I've been really loving the updates with the Oura Ring. I know we talk about the Oura Ring a lot, but the Gen 4 version of it, it's the sleep recovery activity tracking version. They added this feature. We've added a lot of features, but one of the features that they added recently was really cool. They added the ability to do food tracking, so like your meal tracking. And so you just take a picture of whatever you're eating. It uses AI to quickly come back with what's on your plate, and obviously you can fix it if it's not 100% accurate, and then analyzes it and logs it. It tells you like, oh, this is limited in nutrition value, but if you added like walnuts to it, you might have a little bit more protein and it'll balance out the sugar high. Or like, oh, this is super nutritious. And if you do that throughout the day, you kind of get a score of like how you're eating. And it's a really good indicator if you don't know, and doesn't take a lot of thought, like about how you're actually consuming things and how it makes an impact on your sleep and your recovery and everything else. So it's pretty cool. We'll leave a link for, if you're interested in getting one, 10% off. They offer it for users. So happy to share that if you want to try it out.
I think the coolest thing about it is that the photos they capture so much. So I took a picture of like yogurt with like fruit and stuff mixed in, and it even captured that I had put cinnamon on it and like things that were like not completely obvious. So yeah, I was pretty impressed with their analytic, their analysis of the image.
And fast speed, right? Like the speed of the analysis.
Yeah, it's immediate. It's immediate.
Yeah. And the cool thing about it is it then offers you quickly like tips on how to improve, or just knowledge about what you're actually eating. Like, hey, eggs are really high in protein, and balance that out with this and you'd be better off. Or, oh, that looks like a good mix for you just went for a swim and that's great for recovery. Like it's thinking about all the things that you already are doing and tying it into a story almost in real time, which is pretty awesome. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Their AI advisor is pretty interesting too, and their ability to detect when you're starting to get run down. So it'll actually tell you like, hey, your biometrics are starting to show some signs of like, something's going on. They call it the symptom radar. And it'll actually show the progression. Like, yesterday it was low, and now today it's more like, hey, do you want to go into a recovery mode? We're going to pause on sort of encouraging you to do more activity and encourage you to rest, go into a rest mode. So I find it very fascinating.
Yeah, I agree. It's really cool. Anybody else testing anything interesting?
I'm testing something, Frank. I bought a loop pedal for my guitar, so you can like create beats and then kind of solo over them.
Cool.
And I'm one step closer to becoming a Jimi Hendrix-esque character.
That's amazing. I love it. How hard? What's the learning curve on something like that? Do you just plug it in and you figure it out? Or
Yeah.
is it really hard?
Honestly, it's kind of hard because you're controlling it with your toe, and it needs to be in beat, right? So it kind of loops in the same rhythm, tempo. So it's taken me like a few days of routine use to get used to it. It's weird using your toe, sort of like if you ever used a bass drum. If you ever drummed, you hit the bass drum.
Oh wait, so your toe is making the beat, or do you like record like a loop on a guitar and then play the guitar part again and play over it?
Yes, so the latter, but you need to hit it with your toe while you're playing to create the next loop cycle. So it's sort of using your feet as you play guitar. It's kind of tricky, but it's really fun, and I feel like a true musician.
Love it. That's awesome, Simon. Can't wait to hear some of those looped versions. All right, cool. Well, we'll have to check that out. I actually have one of those as well. I've not figured out. That's the reason I asked about the uptake on it. Is like I haven't figured it out yet. It's like I haven't taken it out of the box, so I guess that's the first step.
Yeah, just gotta get started.
Yeah, exactly. All right, just like anything, get started, get going. All right, for those that are interested in reaching out, reach out to us at somewhatfrank@est.us. We always love hearing from you. If you have interesting stories or random news or gadgets you're working on that are really cool that you think we'd like to test out, please send a note to us that way, and we'll check it out. And as always, have a great day. Stay out there, stay curious, and always stay somewhat frank. Thanks for listening to the Somewhat Frank podcast. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe and leave us a review. We love the feedback and are grateful to have you as a listener. Have a great day.